Hello, this is Brian.
Hey, Brian, can you hear us all right?
I can.
You can? Okay, great.
Okay, well, I guess we're ready to go ahead and call this meeting to order. And the first thing on our agenda is the adoption of the agenda as presented.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second. All in favor? And the last minutes that we have were from a meeting back in August. And I trust that you reviewed those online and we can move forward with approval of the minutes or any changes that are needed.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you very much. Third item is the supplemental bond resolution for the Oconee County Industrial Development Authority Taxable Revenue Bonds, Economic Development Project Series 2022. And we're ready for discussion on that, Daniel.
So this is almost the last step in a pretty long and winding process. But Stifel, our financial advisors, and Andrew's here kind of on their behalf this morning, was able to sell the bonds yesterday in two batches. One of, I'm resistant saying tranche because it just sounds too not Oconee. There was a $11 million set of bonds sold that was sold at a 0.5% discount. Of course, that enhances the interest yield a little bit for those people. And that's why it sold a little bit of a discount. And there was a $5 million set sold at a $100,000 discount, which put together all the money we needed for all the closing costs, all the payment to the developer, all the payment to Stifel for what they've done, all the different people that have worked on this. Actually left us $64,000 short, primarily because of those discounts, but we have a method of handling that with a subordinate note that gets paid at the very end of all this. That's not to say that we couldn't decide to pay that off earlier if we wanted to because of the interest rate, because it would be 7% too. So that might be something to think about over the next year. because we'll have money available, under our, 1 mil limit with economic development that we can pay that. So that's not for today, but for another time. So essentially, we are approving the numbers today because in August, you approved all of the rest of the stuff, including the tax abatements for the personal property and the real property. So this is really just the final numbers step.
3 separate resolutions that do this.
You're up.
Okay, yeah, so, you know, for the senior bonds, which is a, $16 million bonds, that those are priced and are locked in. And so the first one is a supplemental resolution, which really just approves those terms. The 2 term bonds that he mentioned, the 11 million and the 5 million at those interest rates. And I'll lock that in and we'll close on those on February 8th. And so that'll be the first resolution, approving the supplemental resolution to the one you'll approve last August. There's another note resolution, which goes to that $64,000 note to cover the difference. This is a note resolution. There'll be motion on that. And then also part of how the structure of the purchase is, there's something called breadbox, which is a loan thing. It's a tax analysis thing. We have a resolution just authorizing that breadbox. And basically what happens is the money goes in there and you get paid back over a term of year. So
Y'all recall, we'll get a big chunk of money when none of us are, maybe Courtney will still be here, but maybe Rob, maybe Kay, but most of the rest of us won't be.
So, but this is a resolution approving the breadbox document. So 3 separate motions for each of those resolutions. That's what we're getting approved. And that'll allow us to close.
Hey,
the meeting and,
Daniel, I'm really only hearing you very well, and everybody else is cutting in and out. Just a heads up.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all can adjust the microphone.
Okay, can you hear me? Is that better?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'll close that. So yeah, just kind of reiterate what I just said. There'll be 3 separate resolutions. One's a supplemental resolution, which approves the final terms of the bonds going out to the market. One's the note resolution to cover that $64,000. And the last one is resolution covering the breadbox documents, which is kind of a tax analysis type set of documents. This will allow us to close on February 8th. These rates are locked in today, so they won't change. The land will transfer title to authority on the 8th, and then construction will continue. Costco.
Jim, let me ask a question about the type of bonds that we're working with here in the bread box and all. Is this the first time that this has been done in Georgia, or how frequent is this type thing set up?
So the bond deal itself and the note are those are more in the traditional range. This is something similar to what we did for Caterpillar and done some others. It's unique in how it gets, what the contract payments are, but the 1 mil pledge and interval contract is a very common structure for Georgia. And we've done that again. We did that for Caterpillar. The SK battery plant has something similar. And so that's been used quite a bit. And then the bread box is something brand new. And it's a response. This is tax lawyer in New York. And it's a response to the 2017 tax law changes. And this is really, it's a net neutral for us on the government side. It's more for the developer for their tax analysis. So that's why that's there. It's a response to that. But it's a New York lawyer and a big law firm, and who came up with this tax analysis and structuring this way. So.
Well, I was trying to give you a chance to toot your own horn.
Yeah. No, yeah. It's the first time it's ever been done, and I'd like to take credit for it, but no.
First time in Georgia, though, right?
It is first time in Georgia. The bread
Okay.
box that I know of. Yeah, exactly.
And the other thing that's kind of unique on this is the way that we figured out how to use lost funds without pledging lost funds.
Mhm.
So that's probably not been done. in Georgia
That's never been
before.
done. So that part of it was unique, and so like with the Caterpillar, it was just a 1 millage point pledge for economic development, which you'll have, every county has, and you just pay it. It's a level debt service. This one is tied to a contract amount equal to the loss collected by it. So it's kind of a variable payment schedule. And that's the first time that's been done.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know if Andrew wants to say anything at all or sit quietly or.
Well, the only thing I'll say is all the bonds are sold. Congratulations. A lot of effort on a lot of people for a long time.
Yep. Yep, I think there's one commissioner here that says this thing is 14 years in the making.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, how do we move from here?
So the first thing would be, I think we did three separate motions. One would be to approve the supplemental bond resolution as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
The second would be to approve the subordinate note resolution as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
And are we going to actually call this the bread box in the resolution? Okay, so to approve the bread box resolution.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I think that's all we have. That's it.
Does anybody have anything else that's good for the IDA, or we need to discuss any further while we're together?
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, y'all.